What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. On today's video, we are going to be taking a look at ADA Cardano. I believe that a big move is about to happen, and of course, I'm going to be giving you all the breakout prices, breakout targets, and much more. So of course, let's go ahead and let's get straight into it. The first reason that I do believe we're going to see a big move from ADA very soon here is going to be due to our Bollinger Bands. Now, what our Bollinger Bands are going to be measurements of volatility. The width of our bands gets more wide as it becomes more volatile, and as it becomes less volatile, they become more compact. And so based off of the width between our Bollinger Bands, the top band and the bottom band, we can use it to start to anticipate when we may see that expansion of the bands, which is going to be caused by volatility. Typically speaking, when your bands, the distance again between the top and the bottom, when they become a specific width from each other, there is going to be a limited amount of time that they will remain that way before expanding back out for the most part, and then we see that volatility, which is of course a breakout to the upside or the downside. Now, the width of these Bollinger Bands is going to be represented by this line. As they get more wide, the line goes up. As they get more compact, the line goes down. And so one thing you can see is that this level, this width in which we're at right now, we are only usually at it for a very limited amount of time before we see volatility increase and we start to see the price start to move either one direction or another. So it doesn't necessarily tell us it's going up or down, but it tells us that volatility is expected very soon once we get to this level. And if from there we can start to look at where we may see the breakout to the upside or the downside, then give our price targets. So let's go ahead and let's do that. So if we do go ahead and we kind of look at what's forming at the moment, there is a very possible bullish flag that is forming right now. So what that's going to be represented by is this big flagpole, which is going to generally be an extensive shot upwards, right? A whole bunch of green candles straight up. Now from there, we're going to start to see the cool down, a little bit of consolidation, and something of a descending wedge or a very symmetrical wedge, something like that. So what we're seeing, of course, is this descending wedge pattern right here with a lot of coiling up happening. Not much volatility, very short, brief movements that are again typically followed by volatility, which is a breakout to the upside or the downside. Now, in the situation in which this is a bullish flag and we do see the breakout to the upside, the way in which we're going to be able to identify that is two moves. First move is going to be, of course, the breaking of this top trend line. That's number one, and we want to see that happen ASAP. Now, the second thing we're going to want to see is the breaking of our 786 off of our lowest swing low in the bull flag. So what we're going to do is go from this swing high that we made up here down to our lowest swing low. If we go set a lower low, we have to move this down. But for now, this is our lowest low at 270. And what we need to see is not only that we're able to clear this trend line here, but that as we do that, we come up, we break out, and we clear that 786 and get at least two closes above it on the 4 hours. That is our confirmation that the uptrend is continuing and that we've broken out the bull flag, and we can look at our price target, which I'll go over in a second here. The reason we want to clear this 786 is due to the fact that there are many times in which we'll come up, we'll break out, but we'll run into resistance at this retracement zone, which causes the fake out to the upside. We fall back into this wedge that is typically followed by a breakout to the downside, which is of course very bearish. So not only do again we want to see it clear this line, but we want to clear that 786 as well. Now, in the scenario in which we are able to clear both of those, that trend line and that 786, what we're going to do to get our breakout target is going to go from the bottom of our flagpole, which is down here, to the top of our flagpole, which is right up here, and it creates, again, the flagpole. Now, what we're going to do is apply this distance to wherever our breakout may be. So say if our breakout is right here we go up and we break out. Let's go just right there, a few hours later, boom. What we're going to do is we're going to look to see wherever the top is up here, that's our breakout target. Now, one thing you guys can see is that non-coincidentally, in my opinion, it creates a very similar region to that of our 2.618 Fibonacci extension. So not only are we going to have the catalyst of this bullish flag having formed and been executed to get up to $3.30, but based off of this swing high down to this swing low, we have a very clear Fibonacci extension back up to that same exact region. So if we're able to do this, we clear the trend line, we clear that 786, and realistically, we clear that $3 mark. I honestly believe that we are going to see a continuation, maybe 10 to 11, 12% climb, still back up to $3.36. That's my anticipation if we see this thing start to work out to the upside. Now, if we start to work our way to the downside, say we break out to the bottom, which I'm just not expecting, especially with smart contracts coming out so soon. I just would be surprised if we start to fall, but it's still very possible. But say if we start to fall and we lose the bottom side of this descending wedge here, at that point, of course, it's not a bullish flag, it's just a descending wedge. If we do see us lose this, what I'm looking to see is likely an immediate fall to our 100 EMA on the 4-hour, as well as an interaction with our daily 20 EMA around the same exact time. Okay, so if we do go ahead, I did not mean to do that. If we do go ahead and see, I circled right here, that's where our 4-hour 100 EMA is, and our 20 EMA on the daily is right below that. So I do believe that if we lose the bottom side here, that we will see an immediate fall back to about $2.50, and then we will really need to establish some support here. Now, if the price does start to move, and then if it does drop that low to 250, I'll make a video going over what my expectations are as soon as possible. But for now, if we do see a breakout to the downside, do anticipate probably a continuous fall back down to about $2.50. That's my expectations. That's what I'm looking to see happen right now. And I'm very, very excited to see what happens, right? Because we've been seeing such a good move upwards that realistically, either one of these options isn't a bad one. If we come back down and retest this 20 EMA on the daily, especially leading up to such a big event like smart contracts going live, the establishment of support here wouldn't be terrible, right? We could establish support and use that for our big catalysts to start to see upward continuation, or just this little coil event right here and this moment of consolidation could be the support establishment enough that we need and the cool down enough that we need to see the price start to climb as well. Now, of course, if we do start to lose the 20 EMA and we start to fall, then I'll update you guys from there and we'll go from there. But at the moment, I definitely think things are still looking pretty good, and I'm very, very excited about what the future does hold. So with that being said, I will update you guys the moment anything does happen. Of course, I'm back with the daily updates. So I hope to see you all tomorrow in the next one, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Peace.